So this time on gardening tips and tricks, we're going to talk about weeding. So with gardening comes weeding. Either you love it or you dislike weeding. I happen to love weeding. I find it very peaceful and just relaxing. But sometimes weeds can get totally out of control. In the past, I have used this thing called the garden bandit, which had like this little loop on it. And it could pull the weeds out pretty well. That's what I would use, but we don't sell that anymore. It's been discontinued, so I've been trying to find something new, and we happened to find this. It's called the Cape Cod Weeder. It is absolutely the best thing I have found yet for weeding, especially if you let your garden weeds get out of control, like to the point where you can't really see your plants much. This little guy here has an edge on this side. It's flat, and it works by you just take it and you pull it underneath the plant. It just like pulls it. You pull your hand with it, and it just pulls it out super easy. You can do like a quadrant of weeds pretty fast with this thing. You just go back and forth. I have found it so far this year to be the fastest way I have weeded. One of the best things this weeder is for is crabgrass. Now this is a tiny crabgrass. It gets a lot bigger than this, but these often form large mats of weeds, which are a pain to get out. You can't get them out with many things. I have found this works perfect, and it just like pops it out of the ground, like roots and all, which is what you want when you weed. Another great thing about this is if you're alone in the garden, it's good for protection. So another great tool that I use in the garden, especially if you're weeding in just straight up soil and in between rows and stuff, is the scuffle hoe, also known as the hula hoe, and it just pulls and cuts the weeds. One good thing with this is you need to use it when the weeds are kind of small. It's a little hard with large weeds. That's why this would work really well with the large mats of weeds. But if you keep up with using this, like once a week, getting all your little weeds, it should be pretty easy to keep your garden clear of weeds. And it has saved my garden for many years from being overcome with weeds. For rooted customers, we're going to run a promo of 10% off this tool, the Cape Cod Weeder, the next week. And perhaps it'll make you like or love weeds again.